The world is never going to be the same again.
I'm worried about the world.
The mass chaos and crises that there was in the world, it's going to be just like that now.
This is not an accident.
How long is it going to last? Longer than, even for those of you that have some cash in the bank, way past your cash reserves.
Out of 100 people, 4 will get the message.
This thing isn't going to be over in a few weeks. This thing isn't going to be over in a few months.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As guys, we have very important things to cover in this video. If you guys were afraid, anxious of the state of the crypto market, I'm going to take that anxiety and bury it in a coffin. You need to exude confidence all the way towards the finish line, guys. Because we're in a state, we're in a place we've never been before. We have an opportunity to change our lives in the midst of the biggest financial crisis the planet has ever seen. While the entire planet is about to get annihilated, we're going to run off like bandits into the new 1%. I'm not cheering and jumping for joy with this. That means there's going to be a lot of suffering for everyday people. But the best we can do is help ourselves so that we can help the world. Guys, we're going to get into why this bullish momentum in crypto is going to return and why this bearish fear sentiment is going to leave. But first, I have to say that today at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be hosting a group session. If you guys would like to be a part of this group session, please go to my website down in the description below and book your spot today. We have powerful Q&A sessions, go over the entire curriculum. You gain access to our Discord and the university. And trust me when I say there are weekly Q&As to continue to update you on the state of the market. You don't want to miss it. Now guys, let's return to this chart that I want to show all of you. In my personal opinion, the biggest indication and the biggest thing I use in order to pinpoint where exactly we are as far as a crypto market cycle is concerned is psychological temperament. It's very easy for me to be able to pinpoint where human emotions are, and that is exactly what this graph does. Down below, you can see for Bitcoin specifically, these different color-coded points for where we are during a crypto bull market. Red is capitulation, orange is hope, fear, yellow is optimism, anxiety, green is belief, denial, blue is euphoria and greed. Guys, what I have to say is we have not reached any type of blue range yet in this crypto market. What I also have to say is we are currently in the yellow zone, meaning I believe we still have runway into the green and the euphoria greed stage of this crypto bull run. Also, if we look at how this market has grown, we have not reached a parabolic run yet. This gray line is the Bitcoin price. The Bitcoin price has not aligned with the psychological indicators needed in order to see a belief and euphoria phase for Bitcoin yet. A lot of people are over here saying the Bitcoin cycle is over, and it might very well be. But one thing I can guarantee all of you is that the altcoin season is not even close to done. Not even close. And specifically, the type of cryptos that have not appreciated in value past their all-time highs yet. Those are the ones, specifically like XRP, that you should be putting as much money as possible into. Cryptos that you see over 70 to 75% corrected from their previous all-time highs are absolute buys, especially when they have strong fundamentals. And a good way for you to be able to find that is by typing in crypto all-time high prices on Google, going to coingolive.com, and then over here with these red bars on the right, you'll be able to see the percentage corrected from the previous all-time high a crypto has been. XRP, for example, has been 78% corrected from its previous all-time high. That is an investable price. Something like Bitcoin Cash at 89.9% corrected is an interesting buy, and various others. These are powerful indicators and tools you could use that can help you with your crypto investing. Keep that in mind, guys. But specifically when it comes to XRP, let's get back to business very quickly. It's always been about fundamentals to me. And here, what you see on the screen is the XRP ecosystem. What I'm going to ask all of you is, how the hell can we fail? What I'm going to ask all of you is why are you complaining over the price? I'm going to tell you this. When I see the current XRP price, and I look at the magnitude of the partnerships on this screen, I cry. The reason I shed tears is because the crypto gods have blessed us with the ultimate money-making opportunity. They sent in this SEC lawsuit from hell, one grounded in nonsense, in order to bless us. They're like, we're going to keep the price low for all of you, so you can accumulate as much crypto as you can before everything's said and done. Guys, we really need to acknowledge and be grateful for the current prices that exist today, because they're not going to last forever. And once they're gone, XRP won't be buyable for the common man. I've always believed that XRP moves last when it comes to crypto bull runs, but when it finally does, it moves the fastest and the highest. And that same principle is coming into play right now. However, I believe we're closer than we've ever been before, and time is clearly running out. I'd rather you be a year, a month, a week, a day early than 1 second too late for the greatest wealth transfer in history. Because once you miss it, there's no getting it back. And a massive geopolitical indicator that I'm looking at that may be a trigger for finally releasing the Phoenix is this. Ladies and gentlemen, London is ready. Somewhere watching at home, King Solomon is shaking his head at that statement. Love you, brother. We see over here that the UK is ending health crisis regulation and mandates. The reason this is important is because, whether you guys believe it or not, the UK is a massive place we need to be paying attention to. London is the financial epicenter of the world, and Brexit was one of the biggest geopolitical events that has ever happened on the planet. I've been watching closely what the UK has been doing over the past few years, and the fact that they did a complete 180 when it comes to these regulations, I don't think is an accident. It may be time where this financial switch is going to be flipped. And if that's the case, we need to take this and speculate a little bit. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, but I'm just saying to pay attention. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to pay attention to this warning from China as well, as they warned the West against a rapid interest rate rise. They stated a rapid rise in interest rates would slam the brakes on the global recovery from this health crisis, and there will be serious economic consequences from spillover effects, with developing markets bearing the brunt. Here, in the same breath, the Wall Street Journal says the Fed points to a possible rate increase in March. I've also seen politicians that have notoriously outperformed the stock market putting in shorts for Q1 2022. I believe there will be a nasty stock market correction in March 2022. That is just speculation, but it's not unfounded, as they'll try to raise interest rates and be hit with a bad reaction. I believe it was either JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs. I can't remember right now, but one of those banks said they're trying to raise interest rates 4 to 6 times this year. I think that's bullshit. I think that's one of those headlines that was put out there to try and manipulate markets. We know what these people do. You can never take what they say at face value, and that's why I hate this game. It can't just be truth. It's always half truths or straight out lies. So what are we as investors supposed to do? We're supposed to be prepared for every scenario. I believe the stock market will collapse at some point this year, most likely March to April. Before then, we get an aggressive altcoin season where we could take profits from. Once that happens, there will be a monstrosity of a 70% crash in the crypto markets and likely 80 to 90% for some of your favorite non-XRP shitcoins. And then, coming from the toxic cesspool that is the SEC, will be our favorite SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, saying that he's coming after crypto exchanges, coming after DeFi, coming after crypto projects, bringing on regulations, and it will be strict. This is when I believe 99% of cryptos, exchanges, and DeFi projects will go away. But this will probably be when this Ripple SEC lawsuit gets settled. Yesterday, John Deaton was in Clubhouse, and I did attend very briefly. He was discussing when he believes this case could be over and done with. Something around the May timeframe is a possibility. If that's the case, it goes in line with the recovery from this nasty stock market correction and the recovery from this nasty crypto crash that I believe is coming soon. Regardless of whether this case settles or not, XRP can go to $10 based on speculation alone. The case does not have to settle or end for XRP's price to appreciate, as we saw with that rise to $2. Keep that in mind. I do not believe we are in a 4-year cycle after this crypto correction. I believe the adoption curve of this technology has gone past the point of no return. NFTs brought crypto to the mainstream. Bitcoin and Ether have exploded to the point where everyone's bullish. They need to adopt this technology. And here's a brief clip from the World Economic Forum showing how they're going to bring internet to the entire planet to ensure that this technology, the fourth industrial revolution, and the new financial system is going to be adopted. They're bringing internet to the entire planet, and they said they could do it in just a few months. Please take a listen.
The fourth industrial revolution, which came upon us in the last few years, has truly now shown itself in this last 2.5 years to be the only possible way to take away the poverty of the world, to support all the SDG goals that UN has set up by 2030. There is no other way but for us to serve the society, but in a very strong digital infrastructure that needs to be provided across the entire globe. Hans is right, billions of people are still not on internet. And why are they not on internet? Of course, partly because they don't have the coverage, but many people have the coverage, but not affordability. So in today's session, we are also going to talk about affordability. If a country like India can provide very high quality, large dollops of data per month at $3, there's no reason why we can't carry this through into Africa and marginalized parts of the world where affordability is an issue. So we will talk about affordability today as well. Then whatever we may do as an industry, whether it's Verizon or it's Airtel and many, many hundreds of other operators and mobile broadband providers and fixed providers, we will still not be able to reach the last billion. They are in places which are almost impossible to cover by fiber. Even with very large amounts of investments, we can't cover them through radio networks. And to do all that, about $425 billion are required in the next 9 years so that we have ubiquitous coverage for every citizen of this world. Thankfully, the advent of LEO-based constellations of satellites is coming as a savior for the last 1 billion. We will be, and we are not talking about many years into the future, we are talking about months from now, we will be able to cover every square inch of the world, be that oceans, be that mountains, be that forests or deserts. Every square inch of the world will be covered.
Ladies and gentlemen, every square inch of the world will be covered. Every square inch will be part of this new quantum financial system. This is a technological revolution, and whether you like it or not, it's coming. Better to profit from it. The mayor of Rio announced this week that the city would invest 1% of its treasury in crypto. 55 of the world's 100 biggest banks have invested in crypto and blockchain companies. India's soon-to-be-passed data protection bill recommends using Ripple's payment system alternative to SWIFT. And Morocco's largest bank joins RippleNet. Ladies and gentlemen, all I see is fear, uncertainty, and doubt everywhere. The Bitcoin fear index is at extreme fear, and that is why I'm so bullish on this market. We're going to see a nasty point where people get burned. But in my personal opinion, we're about to experience the life-changing wealth we've been waiting for a long time. This market is meant to discourage you and wait you out. It's not here to let you make money easily. It's here to make sure the 1% makes generational wealth. 10 to 100x returns is possible, and I have lived through them in a short period of time. All you have to do is outweight the impatient, and boom, the money is yours. Here we can see on my Instagram story that XRP is entering its 5th year since its last all-time high. This is the 5th year of a bear market, and you honestly believe that once it breaks its all-time high, the trial is over, the adoption explodes, XRP is relisted on all exchanges, and they flip the damn switch that XRP will only have a few months of a bull run. No one is really ready for what's coming. I believe once this case is over, XRP might be one of those cryptos that barely corrects again. Once we see regulatory clarity and utility adoption, we will not have those volatile price spikes as we've had in the past. We're going to be step laddering all the way to the finish line. All the way to 2, 3, and 4 figures down the road. And I've always stood by that. XRP was always meant to be a 3 to 4 figure coin minimum. And there's going to be a point when all the haters, when everything is said and done, that we will be proven to be correct. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. Please follow me on Instagram, and that link is down in the description below. As later tonight, I am planning to do an Instagram live to help answer some of your questions. As always, guys, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
You want to know how to be a successful investor? The answer is stay with what you know. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to TV people, internet people. Just stay with what you know. If I told you you can only have 20 investments in your life, you would be very careful. You wouldn't be jumping in and out, listening to hot tips every day, every month. You would stay with what you know, and you would become a successful investor. Everybody watching this knows a lot about something, whether it's fashion or cars or sports or something. When you see something that you know is going to be successful and exciting, don't just say, oh, that's going to be great. Don't tell all you. Then you go and you do your research and you figure out how to, and if you should invest and how to invest, and then you invest. You will know it long before I will, or long before other people in the investment community. You will also know when to sell, because you will know when something's going to change again. Nobody likes to hear it. Everybody wants a hot tip. Everybody wants to be rich this month. In those days, we did nothing but focus and concentrate and dig deep and dig deep and dig deep.